Welcome to the Closers Cafe on a Tuesday morning, September 23rd. I've got lots of fun stuff lined up for the day. I've got some updates, set a couple of appointments yesterday afternoon, and I want to share how those came about. I have to prep for an appointment. One of those appointments is at 10:30 this morning, so I have to prep for it, and I'll walk through my pre-listing packet that I create. I've shared this a couple of times, or at least once last week on these live Closers Cafe sessions, but I want to show it again. And I'll do my normal daily sort of morning routine to create more conversations that hopefully will lead to more contracts and ultimately closings. And then I'm actually going to, I'm going to see if I can play transaction alchemy. We're going to try and find some on-market or an on-market deal, a property that's actively listed on the market, where we might be able to find a buyer for that deal and put together a transaction out of thin air. Now, yesterday I had Hank Purefoy, who is part of my EXP sales organization. He was on here live, and we did a deep dive sort of brainstorming and strategizing session to help him build out a plan to leverage social media and build out a pipeline organically or for free. I clipped that out of the live session and added that to the Josh Schoenly coaching YouTube channel this morning as well. Now, what's going on here? Hold on. Looks like I forgot one thing here. Bear with me. I don't think I got this. Here we go. Okay. For some reason, I screwed it up. Still learning here. I didn't have the live stream set up on the Josh Schoenly coaching channel, which is what I was sharing here. So once again, welcome to the Closers Cafe, Tuesday morning, September 23rd. I want to start real quick with a couple of wins. Yesterday, I got 2 listing appointments from one that literally was the lead came in and I got the appointment within minutes. The other one is one I've been working on for quite a while. The lead source on both of them, I think, was the same. I'll share my screen in a minute. And I'll also share where you can get these types of resources. So both of these leads came from what are called PPL companies that you pay per lead for motivated seller leads, people that are looking for a cash offer on their property. Okay. So both of them came through. I think it was the same source. I'm going to share my screen in a minute. I'll share, I'll confirm what the source was, and then I'll confirm how they went from lead to appointment. Okay. I'm going to start with the one that literally came in the afternoon and brief conversation. And I am meeting with the owner this morning at 10:30. Okay. So his name is Mike, and he came from a lead source, a PPL lead source that I've been using and been recommending called motivatedsellers.com. So in the description with this live stream, there are a bunch of resources, one of which is my recommended motivated seller lead providers. And this is at the top of the list. This is the one that I've had the most success with. In fact, I've already had one settlement with these leads. I have a settlement on Friday that came from one of these leads. And I feel like I have more too, and I could go through my lead list as well. I'm certain actually that I do, but those are just the 2 off the top of my head that I can think of. So this lead, Mike, came through yesterday, and I almost immediately picked up the phone and called. Okay, so I almost immediately picked up the phone and called. Here's what I discovered. The phone number was wrong. And that happens sometimes. How do I know the phone number was wrong? Because, I got like a, message. So here's what I did. I went to truepeoplesearch.com. And I looked up the address. I'm not going to look up the address here right now because I don't want to show that. But all I did was I went to truepeoplesearch.com and I looked up the address. What did I find? I found that the Mike, I think, just typed in the wrong number because it was one digit that was different. One digit was off. So I found the correct number. I called and I got his voicemail. I left a voice message and then I texted him, and I'll share the exact text exchange, which is how I got the appointment. I just need to find it here. Okay, here we go. Actually, he texted me before I texted him. And I think this was because this was around the time I was picking up my son and taking him from school to where he goes to work out. So he actually texted me. He said, sorry, I missed your call. Texting will be fine. Got it. Just confirming. Are you interested in selling the street address? Yes. Thumbs up, he said. Gotcha. Any idea how much you're looking to get for it? He said 130. Then he said, sorry, 230. And I said, I was going to say 130. I'll come give you that right now and we'll do the deal. LOL. Would it be possible for me to pop by for a quick tour, maybe even tomorrow? He said mid-morning. I said, that would work. Great for me. Actually, house 1030. Sounds good. Perfect. See you then. Have a great night. Will do. That's it. Literally. All of that happened in a matter of minutes. And I have an appointment with him in the morning. This morning, later this morning, after our live stream here, our live session. So what I need to do is prepare for that. But before I prepare for that, I want to share with you the second appointment that I set yesterday. That this one actually happened later in the evening. Okay. This was a lead that came in. I'm actually going to confirm that it was the same lead source. I know it was a motivated seller PPL lead. I just don't know if it was the same lead source. And it, let's see here. Well, that's weird. Let me see if they're, yeah, that's the wrong one. That's why. Hold on. Linda, who is it? I know her first name's Linda. Hold on here. Let me find it. Here's Linda. So here, let me give you the backstory, then I'll confirm where the lead source is. This lead came in a couple of months ago. I want to say April or May. And we immediately had a phone conversation. So I picked up the phone and I called her. We had a short interaction. I mean, it wasn't super short. She gave me enough information to be helpful and useful. And it was a situation where her husband has passed away. She has a new boyfriend. They want to move into a different home together. She wants to sell the current home and wants to move into a different home together. So I've had her set up in my Bright MLS. I set her up with a search alert in Bright for quite a while and just been trying to reach back out. Originally, when we talked, I thought I was going to be able to come take a quick tour pretty quickly. And she kept kind of pushing me off. She was just pointing to the fact that like, it's not ready, yada, yada, yada. Finally, she must have looked at a property. Okay. I can tell, look, this I sent at 5:54 a.m. on Wednesday. So this was probably from when I go and check my daily notification summary. And I just emailed, just checking in to see where you're at with everything. She said, hi, Josh, I should be done with the house by next week. I'll let you know when you can come over to look at the house. And also want to talk to you about the houses you have for sale also. Thanks for your patience. It's been a crazy couple of years for me, and I'm ready to move on with my life. Talk to you soon. Sounds great. Thanks for the update. Happy to help whenever you're ready. She then said, the house is ready for a walkthrough. The soonest I can show you the house is Thursday between 11 and 1:30. Let me know if this timeline is good for you. That was yesterday at 5:29 p.m. I said, hey, Linda, I'll be out of town that day. I'm going to the Agent to CEO conference in Cleveland tomorrow and Thursday. And in fact, I sent out an email this morning. There'll be no Wednesday mastermind this week. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the session with Hank that I did, that you can watch the replay on my YouTube channel, Josh Schoenly Coaching. The link should also be in the comments as well. You can check it out there. But I'm going to be out of town that day. I said, I'll be available Friday morning or early the following week sometime if either of those work. She said, that's fine. How about 11 this Friday? Thank you. I said, that works. See you then. So we are scheduled for Friday. And this will be most likely multiple transaction side opportunities and, helping her kind of move on. And I just want to confirm. This was the same seller lead source, which is motivatedsellers.com. This is my affiliate link. They have a great refund policy, and I've had tremendous success using this lead source. There are a couple others on here as well. If you're interested in exploring these options, it probably would make sense for us to chat. I'd be happy to help you strategize for how to make the best of those. Okay, so that's how those two appointments came to be. Give me a thumbs up if anything was helpful in sharing what those interactions look like. And now I need to do the work of preparing for the appointment I have at 10:30. So when I have an appointment scheduled with a seller like this, I go and create a folder in Google Drive for the client. Okay. And this helps organize my information. It helps me learn more about the property, and it's something I can then share with them. I can share it before or after the fact. I usually end up sharing the Google Drive folder after the fact. And in a lot of cases, I will pull it out and share information from it even on the appointment as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a seller report using RPR, which most of you should have access to RPR. So I like to build a little report here so I have an idea. What are they saying the automated value model is? So we got to build the report, then we got to download the report. And it takes a minute to do that. I hope these sessions, these live streams, you're getting value from them. Regardless, I'm going to keep doing them because it's making me accountable to doing the work and just me documenting the work as well. And when I document things and I get feedback and questions and comments, it's helpful for me. I get better at what I do, and I can help others along the way, hopefully anyway. So please let me know, and you can let me know by subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and making sure that you have notifications turned on and that you're joining me and you're dropping comments and asking questions, etc. And in fact, I am going to be asking for some feedback and some thoughts to be shared in the comments during what I'll call the transaction alchemy time this morning. Okay, so I've got report number one. The second place I go, and actually I'm gonna veer off to the side for just a minute. I built a quick little list of three leads that I want to reach out to this morning. There's a little side road that we take. I'm literally on almost every day because it's a little like back way that I drive to take my kids to where they work out. So all of my three kids that are still at home, Caden's off at school. They all work out at the same place. And from our house to theirs, there's this little back road. Anyway, I noticed yesterday in particular, one of the houses is really, really overgrown. And I figured, well, I might as well see if they're interested in selling. And I might as well also hit up the two neighbors on either side because I might be able to enroll them into helping me with that. So I built this little, I used PropStream to find the information and append data. So I've got this list here. And in fact, I already have thanks.io. I use thanks.io, which you can go and create an account at growwithjosh.com/thanks. growwithjosh.com/thanks. I'm sending all three of them a note card that looks like this here. The reason why I have two different ones is one is absentee owned and the other two are not. And so you have to merge the information a little bit differently in those two scenarios. And notice this is a script that keeps coming up. Would you consider selling your property at street address to a client of mine for the right price and terms, of course. I like using private client of mine. I don't know why I forgot to put that in there this morning, but whatever. Okay, so that was a side note. Back to the task at hand, which is pulling together information that will help me on my appointment this morning. I like to use PropStream to pull a detailed report as well. So I pull up the address, I go details, I hit print. it makes me save before it'll print the PDF. So I create new 48 East North Street is what I'm going to call it. And then once I hit close, you'll see that this thing, yep, it's downloading now. Okay. I have access to a platform called House Canary through one of the lenders that we use pretty heavily as part of our mortgage team. By the way, that same lender has a pretty incredible refi promo going on from now until the end of the month. If you or any of your past clients are locked into a mortgage that is 6.5 or higher, we should absolutely put together a quick quote for them to see if we can get them in the mid fives. We've been quoting 5.5 and even a little bit lower for a whole bunch of people. So this is just, it's called House Canary. You can sign up for House Canary as a real estate professional directly, but I have access to this, and I make it, good practice and good habit to utilize what I have access to. One thing I forgot to mention with PropStream, you can get a free trial and free marketing credits when you sign up with my affiliate link at growwithjosh.com/PS. growwithjosh.com/PS. By the way, anytime I'm mentioning links and resources here, if you don't get the URL correct or whatever, just DM me, or you can even call or text me. My direct cell phone is 717-571-0456. 717-571-0456. What I'm noticing is a trend here is that PropStream has the value at 165. RPR has the value at, what was it, 180? Something like that? Where was it? 173. And House Canary has it at 201. Last thing I'm going to do before I go and find the actual comps, which I'm going to use the MLS to do, is we have Remine as part of our MLS. And so I go into Remine. And the thing I like with Remine, 48 East North Street, is it will curate right here. It'll pull in First American. See, First American's super high. Remine's 238, but the Zestimate's 140. That is wild. It is all over the place here. And I wonder why that is. And maybe I'll get some intel as to why that is when I go into the MLS and grab the comparable sales right there. What am I not doing here? What am I missing? I have that one. Did this one not print yet? Sorry, just normally I pulled 4 reports here, but I'm only seeing, what is this? Yeah, that's the, I'm missing one of the reports. Oh no, right here it is. Okay, I'm just being a goofus. Okay, so I've got those 4 reports. Before I lose track of them, I'm going to add those into this Google Drive folder. That way I have access to them. I can reference them all, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whoops, no, I don't want that one or that one. I want these 4 here. Okay, so while that's working, I'm going to go directly to my MLS. And let's see what we can find. I want to find active, pending, and sold comps. I can also use PropStream for this, but I like going directly to the MLS because PropStream for on-market data is good, but not as good as directly in the MLS. So first I'm going to choose Carlisle Borough because this is in the Carlisle Borough. And then I'm going to say, this is an urban area. And I've just found, for me, I want the nearby comps, right? I want them to be as relevant as possible. So I'm going to go closed, pending, and we have coming soon and active. And I'm going to say, above grade square footage, we're going to go 1,600 to 2,200. What do we do there? Ooh, we only have 3. Maybe I'll go 1,500. Interesting. Okay. So let's take a look here. So this one is pending. It's a 4-bed, 1-bath, 1652. Okay. This one is pending also. It's 210, 3-bed, 1.5-bath, 1687. Okay. And this one is closed, 155, 3-bed, 3-bath. Okay, so I'm going to have some bad news for Mike when we meet. I don't think we're going to get to that number, but I'm up for the challenge, especially if we're going to list it on the market. So I'm going to select all. I'm going to go client view, and I'm going to print to PDF for this. Now, something I had already done. I'm going to download these here. I'm going to say 48 East North Street. MLS comps. Something I had already done was I used iList, which you can get a free 30-day trial at growwithjosh.com/iList, the letter I, L-I-S-T, the letter I, L-I-S-T. I had already put in here, I input in the property so that I could see, I get I get 4 automated values here, and I get cash offer options that populate very quickly and easily from institutional cash buyers. And again, I mean, he mentioned 230. I'm very curious to see where he's getting that number. And I don't care how he's getting that number. Like, I'm going to meet with him, and whether I get him to agree to give me the listing opportunity now or in the future, one way or another, I'm getting his business. Okay. So a couple other things that I'm going to drop into this folder, this Google Drive folder, and then I'm going to move on to the next step in the process here. there's a checklist I have from the photography company we use for new listings. I'm going to drop that checklist in here. I've got a pricing strategy PDF that I like to drop in here. And I want to drop in some proof. And so I have this report. It's not really a report. It's just a bunch of well, I'll just show you. It's just MLS data of listings that I've sold. And I have circled the original price, the sale price, and the days on market. So 600, we sold for 610 in 5 days. 200, we sold in 210 in 5 days. 375, we sold for 410 in 6 days. 469.9, we sold for 519 in 4 days. 250, we sold for 280 in 7 days. Right. So it's just I'm just providing proof. Right. I'm just providing proof of the kind of results that I've been able to get for clients over the years. So this is good to go as far as I'm concerned. And now I have that ready so I can bring that up on my laptop at the appointment with Mike this morning, if it makes sense to do so. Okay. If the opportunity arises. All right. So let me just, we do have some new comments here. What report did you use? What report did you use from RPR? So I just chose, what did I do here? So home. They changed their reports recently. So I just chose, I pulled it up and then I hit create report and then I chose seller template, which I think used to be their mini property report. I like it's 12. It usually comes back at like 12 to 15 pages. Some of these are like really, really long. So I just do the seller report. Now, this is not the topic for today, but when I have a very analytical buyer or I'm trying to demonstrate value for a buyer and they're looking at a specific listing or they're interested in a specific listing, I will use the buyer template from time to time as well. And, have that as a way that I'm demonstrating or like communicating value and showing them as much details about the property as I possibly can. Okay, man, I got a lot that I need to knock out this morning. So I'm going to keep it moving along. David, thank you for the great question. And you know what? I didn't, hold on here. I don't think, I don't think, well, whatever. If you're watching the live stream on the Josh Schoenly Coaching YouTube channel, I would highly recommend you check out the replay that was uploaded last night, Hank and I yesterday. I think there was a lot of good nuggets in that. And we did that in lieu of no Wednesday mastermind session this week. I will be at the Agent to CEO conference in Cleveland, Ohio. So next, I'm going to not go. Bear with me here. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do my daily portal notification sweep. I'm going to check that out to see if there's anybody that I need to just do a little bump email to see where they're at with things. This guy, he looks at properties every single day and just doesn't respond. Cindy, I talk to all the time. Adam, I know where they're at. Travis, talked to recently. Valerie, I know where she's out. Neftori, let's reach out. Morning. Curious where you're at with the home search. Still thinking about making a move this fall. Charlene, I know she's actively working with Cosette. We have her pre-approved. Sandra, I haven't hit up Sandra in a while. Sandra, morning. Just checking in to see where you're at with the home search. That's another kind of, version that I use often. And then Mary and Mick, I've been working with them. I showed them a pretty cool property, or I guess Mick a pretty cool property last Thursday. And he and I had a good text exchange yesterday. Okay, so I did my portal sweep there. So we're good to go on that. Now I need to go. I think there's a couple of new leads that I didn't get to yet in my bold trail. I believe there was one or two that were captured with the iList lead capture tool. Oh, there's more than that. There's 3 of them here. Interesting. Okay. Wow. South Dakota. I wonder how that came to be. Where did this one come from? So somehow or another, she found my Meet Josh page. When something like that happens, I like to make sure that the lead capture tool is pulling in the right info. That email address didn't yield anything, so I'm just going to close out of this. I'm going to mark this prospect, and I'm going to send my kind of catch-all email for these website leads that we capture, which is just, sorry, we're checking out our website yesterday. Is that right? First name, how can we help? Let me know, Josh. I don't want to include the signature, and rock and roll. There we go. Next here, Isabel is in the Bronx, and she came from interesting. Okay, so she was on our request. Isabel Feliz. But I don't know why. It looks like she is in and these other addresses are all the Bronx. So I don't know how exactly she came through, but I'm going to do the same thing here. Maybe she knows someone. I have a deal closing on Friday that the person that came, or I guess both came, and we're looking at or looking for information and an offer. But how I connected with the actual owner was her friend responded and said, hey, my friend was the one looking and she could use some help. Anyway, okay, last one for now of these. Let's see here. Where did this one come from? So this came from a listings to lead page. I have never heard of that town in Maryland, but I'm going to delete this. I'm going to add a market report for, what was that? 21078, 21078. So I'll add that monthly, and I'm going to send the website catch-all email, include a prospect. Okay. I think that's all. We're all caught up then on new leads. Let me just make sure that I have everybody. Okay, so delete. These are just spam calls. Delete. Oh, here's one. Delete these contacts here. And this is the lead I'm about to bring up. I need to call after the session here. Shahid. He scanned the QR code on a piece of direct mail that I'd sent about, having a private client wanting to buy or potentially interested in purchasing his home. So what I didn't do here is I need to get him set up on a market report right here. And that. We'll go prospect, and then I'm going to call him after the session. I wish I could just call without getting permission from the prospect on these. That would be fun, but it's kind of a pain. Okay, so next, what I'm going to do, all right, what I'm going to do now, and I think I have enough time to do both of these. I have a listing that just went live, and I'm going to show you what I do to share it on different social media platforms to spark even more activity around the listing. This is a buildable lot that came from cold outreach. His name is Steve, and he responded to the outgoing script that I've talked about over and over and over. Would you consider selling your property at blank address to a private client of mine? He came through in that process. We were able to connect. I demonstrated value enough to him that he not only has given me that listing, but he's also allowed me to sell a 2-unit for him that we have under contract off market. And he also yesterday went to look at another parcel of land that he wants to take the cash from the one sale and buy the other one. So that is from cold outreach, from one cold outreach text is potentially 3 transaction sides from one client. Okay. It's just this stuff works if you do it. This stuff works if you do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna log into my listings to leads account. Listings to leads is one of my absolute favorite tools in this business. I use it regularly, and it is the best tool for me when it comes to generating leads from your listings or from listings you have permission to promote. Okay, so it's not just your own listings, but listings, if you have permission. For example, yesterday with Hank, this strategy alone, if you do what I'm about to do for my own listing, if you follow this same process for a new construction property that you find on New Home Source Professional, which means there is sort of consent for you to use it to market the listing, you follow what I'm going to outline here, and each and every time you do it, you'll generate anywhere from a small handful of leads to sometimes 20, 30, 40, 50 leads at a time. One of my listings from the summer, I generated either 47 or 49 leads for free just doing what I'm about to walk you through. Okay, so this is my listing, this vacant land parcel, buildable lot. And so I open up the listing and I go to market listing and I go social media post. Okay. It'll take a minute to populate here, pull up. Okay. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hit edit image. And I want to download both versions of this image. I want to download the Instagram version. And it takes a minute to do that. And then I'm going to download the Facebook version. Takes a minute to do that. Bear with me. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, so now I have the images, and I am going to edit the post here. I'm going to edit that. I want to add in more ways for people to reach me, as well as disclosure information, etc. So I'm going to copy and paste that in. We've got we've got hashtags here. I just added PA to Newport because there's Newport everywhere. You know, there's like, I would guess there's a city named Newport in almost every state. And I'm going to change one of the, it says house hunting. I'm going to say vacant. I'm going to say building lot as a hashtag as well. And I'm also going to say land for sale. Okay. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to hit preview. And then I'm going to post now, and I'm going to choose, I have several Facebook pages that I'm going to post it to. And I'll post it to my LinkedIn too. Why not? I'm going to post it there. So that is automatically happening. While that's happening, I'm going to go 2 places to manually post. And then I'm going to share, and I'll show in a minute. I'm going to share the Facebook post into local real estate groups, and that's how I'll capture leads. And maybe might even generate leads while we're on here. We'll see. So I'm going to add the location. I'm going to choose Boots Hollow Road. Why is it saying Ickesburg? Hold on. 221 Boots Hollow. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to use that location. I'm going to upload the image. And I'm going to, for Nextdoor, I'm going to choose the horizontally oriented image. And then I'm going to paste in, okay, I'm going to paste in what I copied from the body here. Okay. So that's good to go. Then I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to pull up my Google business listing. I'm going to choose post, add post, images. I'm going to choose the horizontally oriented image again. I'm going to add a button. And for the button, I'm going to use just the URL. Whoops. I'm going to post that in. What I should have done is posted in or pasted in this first. Make sure when you're posting on your Google business listing, you can't have emails, phone numbers, etc. It'll block it if you do that. You can't have links, you can't have phone numbers, you can't have emails. It will block it. Okay, your posts will not get posted. For instant access to all photos, details, and more, just tap Learn More below. That's always my call to action, unless I'm making a post where I want somebody to call me, which I would choose call now in that case. And, and then I would vary the call to action. Okay. So I'm going to hit post. And now the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go on my phone. I'm going to go to my Facebook app. And I need to do this from my personal profile. From my personal profile, I'm going to tap the search button up here. And I'm going to pull up my business page, Josh Schoenly -EXP Realty. And then I'm going to tap here. I'm going to bring up the page, and I'm going to find Well, son of a gun, it's not on there yet. Why did it not post? Where did it go? Well, let me see why it did not post. I wonder if I can figure out why. Oh, it's scheduled. Wait, scheduled an auto post for September 23rd. Is today the 23rd? Today's the 23rd. So why didn't it show up yet? Let me see here. Refresh again. Son of a gun. Why is it not showing up? I really wanted to do this because I wanted to see if we could generate some leads while we're live here. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to pivot slightly. So I'm going to manually post this. So that way I know I can share it. So I'm going to go to facebook.com. I'm going to switch because I want to post this on my Facebook page as my page. Okay, so I'm going to switch to that. I'm going to paste in the content that I want in here. I'm going to delete this because I just want it to be an image. I'm going to use the square image in this version. And I'm going to hit next. And I'm going to post it. Now, let's see if it showed up over here yet. Ah, there we go. Okay, so now we can do the rest of this. Okay, so I got it right here. Oh, I forgot to share my screen. Golly, you got the point though. Great question from David. From L2L, the URL you were using, is that the landing page from L2L? I am using whatever this link is. That's when you choose social media post. Okay, so it's whatever, and it looks like this. This page converts better than anything if you're trying to generate free leads on social platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Nextdoor, Google Business Profile, or Google Business Listing. It worked. I've done it enough to know with certainty this page converts better than anything if you want to capture leads. Okay. So now the post is on my page. Remember, I'm using Facebook as my personal profile right now, but I've got my page pulled up, and I'm going to share this post from my page into groups that this is relevant to. This is a parcel of land in Perry County. So I belong to like 7 groups that are like Perry County Sell All, Perry County Buy Sell Trade, Perry County Buy and Sell. I'm going to choose all of those that are relevant. For some reason it's being a pain. And then I'm going to hit next. And I'm going to put some emojis at the top with it. I'm just going to do the megaphone, whatever. I mix them up. And I'm going to hit share now. Okay. So now I've got it blasted out on the internet. I also, for whatever it's worth, I mentioned this yesterday, but I'll hit it again. Every time I have a new listing go live, I go and build a reverse prospecting list. So I go and find all of the real estate agents that have clients that this property fits their search criteria. I go and I copy that data from the MLS. I use ChatGPT or some other AI, doesn't really matter, to organize it into a CSV file. I then put it in my cold outreach, my Go High Level account, and I will text and email them a reverse prospecting message about the listing going live. And in fact, I think I had an agent unsubscribe this morning already, but I can show what those messages are. I shared it yesterday, but we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. Let's see here. Yep. No, that's not one. Charles Gallimore. No, that's not one. What the heck? Let me see if I can find. an example of this for you. I thought that would have started to go already. Hold on, let me just double check. They are processing. Okay, so let me see here. Show stats. I don't think it'll show me the messaging. Doggone it. Bear with me here. 1 second. Wait, recents. Maybe that's it. Yeah, here we go. Amy. Hey, Amy, it's Josh with EXP. Seems like you have a client looking for some land in Newport area. Just listed a 4+ acre parcel there. Let me know if your client is interested. Thanks. And then the email message is, I use the subject line exactly like the subject line that would show up if you use the reverse prospecting functionality in your MLS. Just listed 4+ acre building lot in Newport. The link from the MLS. You can find the exact location and details at the link above. Feel free to check it out anytime. Blah blah blah. Okay, so that's all of that. Is part of my normal operating procedure with every new listing, so that I'm making sure that I'm getting the greatest amount of eyeballs on the listing possible. Okay. Any questions about that? You can comment below. But now I want to let me just make sure here. Just want to make sure. One last thing we're gonna do our swipe for leads for the day, and then I'm gonna pivot to seeing if we can do some transaction alchemy here live on the internets. Let me see here. Where's my swipe for leads login? And by the way, swipe for leads is right over there. Check out the free trial, kick the tires, and please, please, please give us feedback, good, bad, or ugly. We're working out the kinks and the bugs on a daily basis. Okay, so this is what it looks like on my login screen. Okay, I can change my saved criteria if I want. In fact, I'm going to change my saved criteria just to do something different. I'm going to go. I'm going to see if I can find. I'm going to see if I can find pre-foreclosure leads, and I'm going to save that. I'm going to make a note to Sean because we have a misspelling. And so I have the saved criteria. I'm going to go back and tap Fresh 5. By the way, if you want a full demo, I have like a 6.5 minute demo of the swipe for leads, the sign up process, how you can save your criteria, and then actually, working through your leads, etc. Just drop a comment or shoot me a DM, or again, you can text me at 717-571-0456. Interesting. It looks like there are no leads that meet the criteria. So let me see. I'm going to go tired landlord. Let me see what we get for that. Okay. Well, I'm getting a weird error message. I'm going to have to hit up Sean. Let me try one more thing here. I'm going to change the, okay, one more thing here. I just changed to a different zip code. Okay. Well, something weird's going on. I'll have to hit up Sean to see what is up with that error message. So I'm going to pivot now. And the inspiration for this is several-fold. Number one, I have a transaction. I have a deal closing. I have a settlement on Friday that came from a motivated seller, on market motivated seller, reaching out to me looking for an offer. I was able to gauge the motivation. I was able to get an idea of her rock bottom number. And then I went and found an investor buyer based upon that criteria. I literally went and found an investor who had flipped a house right down the street this year, like 3 months ago, sold it on the open market. And we got them an offer, literally like same day, we got an offer. She didn't accept it. She was holding out for more, even though her house was going up for sheriff's sale at the end of the week. This was 2 Fridays ago. I reached out the next morning. Hey, my guy's still interested. This is his number. No, she has friends or family that are going to help her. Yeah. Wednesday morning, this started Monday. Tuesday morning, I reached back out. Wednesday morning, I said, my guy's still here. What are we doing? What are we doing? We don't want to lose the house. And she took the offer, and we're settling on Friday. And so that like I have proof of concept, A, and B, like this is a strategy that you can go any time of the year, any market conditions, and potentially create transactions out of thin air. Okay. And so for me, like one of my goals is I want to start trying to do this once a week, see if I can put together. And I did this a little bit on Thursday, I think last week on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, I found 2 on-market listings that fit a buyer's buy box that I had already connected with. Okay. And all of this is like cyclical, or, it all comes full circle. And here's why. That buyer came from cold outreach about a property that he owned. I was asking him if he would sell to a private client. That would you consider selling your property at Boom to a private client of mine? We connected, good dude. And he said, eventually he told me, hey, look, I'm really like, yeah, I'd consider an offer on it, but I'm not like dying to sell this thing. And really, I would like to buy more. This is what I'm looking for. So I already had him in tow. What I want to try to do now is find a property, and then I want to show you how I am systematically going and finding the potential buyers for those properties. Okay. And this is where I would love any feedback or thoughts or ideas from the group here, as far as how can we find the on-market deal. Now, all of you watching this most likely have access to your MLS, and that's probably the best place to start. But there are some other tools and resources I'm going to mention and demonstrate here as other ways that you can find on-market deals as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of everything. One of them I shared last week, and I'm going to start here again. So I'm going to start on Redfin. Why am I using Redfin? Well, Redfin has a default search criteria that we can use. I'm gonna search Perry County, which might be tough because, in the whole county right now, there's 160 listings. This is interesting. This is marked as a short sale. This guy was trying to sell for sale by owner. Dang, I should have went and taken that appointment. I didn't take the appointment. Anyway, okay. So I'm pulling up a county. You could put a city, a zip code, doesn't really matter. But then what I'm going to go filters, and I'm going to choose fixer upper. Fixer upper. There are 5 homes here that are listed as fixer uppers on the filters. So interesting. See this here. I don't know why I'm intentionally making this hard on myself, because I'm choosing a really rural area to do this. I don't know. I guess I like to make it hard on myself, but oh, look at this. So if I click outside of here, now I can get some other options. Let's see, what's this one? So 420. Okay, I'm actually car dependent. What does that mean? I'm curious about this one. This one could be a deal. Let me see here. I'm going to go to the MLS. Actually, I'm going to close out some of these tabs that I'm no longer using, because that is bogging things down here. And this might have to turn into a 2-part series before my, my daily routine stuff than I anticipate. And then I end up running shorter on time than I had hoped. Man, oh man, let me close some more of these tabs. Get rid of some of this stuff here. And originally, when I was live yesterday, I did not think that I was going to have a hard out, but appointments take precedent. And so having the appointment later this morning is taking precedent over this here. So let me see here. identify the potential buyer for them as well. And I may or may not be able to do the cold outreach. I may or may not have time to do that while we're on here, but you can at least see the pieces of the puzzle here to start putting together, the potential of playing transaction alchemist here. Okay, so this one's active. Immediately, I want to look at days on market. Okay, an offer has come in. Offer deadline is Monday at 3 p.m. Okay, so this one is not going to work because, it likely is under contract and she didn't market as such. So TLC, Treasury Sound, this would have been a great one, which is why it probably has offers already. Okay, so let me see. What about this one here? Nope, I've seen that one. That place is a hot mess. Okay, that could be. What about this 150? Oh, I've talked to him. And the seller's not being reasonable. 118. I don't know. This one could be. Well, here's how you can judge whether there are buyers in the area. So I'm going to go back to PropStream, and I'm going to pull up that area. This is a property in Ickesburg, and I'm going to look at flippers, and there are no flippers in Ickesburg. But let me see. There's cash buyers. And let me see max years of ownership. So let's see how many cash buyers there are in the last year. 5. And owner occupied, no. So there were 5 potential investor buyers that purchased cash. So let's take a look at these here. So what is this? This is E&Y Management LLC. Okay, that could be a cash buyer. And the rest of these are super low priced. So I probably want to focus in on an area where there's more opportunity. So at this point, I'm going to pivot to showing some other ways for us to find on-market deals. And I'm going to completely start fresh here. And I'm going to use the MLS last because that's kind of the obvious one. And all of us can do that. And it might be the best one, quite honestly, but I just want to show you some different ways of thinking about this. Okay. So I'm going to go to PropStream and I'm going to say York County, PA. Okay. So I'm pivoting to a completely different area and county. Okay. So I start with York County and I'm going to do filter and I'm going to say, I want on market and I want for sale, on market and for sale listings. So I've got 142. Now I'm going to say very clearly that this data is the on-market data on PropStream is not perfect. I'll just say that. Okay. I've noticed some weird stuff with it. It'll sometimes show active properties that aren't actually active, whatever. But it's you can play around with it and then you can verify in the MLS whether or not it's actually active. So what could I do here? Well, I've got these properties here. I'm going to deselect that. I've got these properties here. Are there any active listings that are tax delinquent? According to this, there aren't. It seems odd, but whatever. Are there any that are pre-probate? It's also saying 0. Odd. Any that have liens against them? No. Pre-foreclosure? No. Something's telling me something is off here. So I'm going to choose a different county, and we'll sometimes the county data is just a little weird. So tax delinquent, no. Wow, this is really interesting. So what am I missing here? So there are 109 active listings, but none of them are showing up as that data. That seems really strange, but not impossible by any stretch. Let's use some of the other criteria. Are there any absentee owned properties? Okay, well, I'm illustrating my own point. This data seems wonky right now. So let's find some other ways. Let's go directly to the source, okay? I'm going to go directly to the source, and I'm going to choose residential sale, and I'm going to choose Dauphin County. Okay. And I'm going to choose, I have a buyer in mind already, but I'm not going to rely on that buyer. In other words, like I'm starting at a place where I think I already know I have a buyer. And also I'll show you how to find more buyers for this as well. I'm going to choose detached. I'm going to choose 1 story, and I'm going to choose days on market 60 plus. Okay. Now I've got 11 results. What's this one here? So this is interesting. 3 bed, 1 bath. Charming Ranch. Maris Rodriguez. Started at 240. It's now at 199. Started at 240. It's now at 199. Let's see what's going on in the pictures here. It's definitely a funky layout, but it looks like it's in pretty good shape, actually. I think they probably just mispriced it. I'm not going to go with that one yet. That's too expensive. Actually, we want to do not new construction. So now I've got just 8 results. Okay. And I'm going to go back to this agent 1 line. Okay. Let me see if this one is this one. I think I'm striking out here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to this. And I told you this could be ugly when I do this. I've been teasing this for a few days, and I definitely said this could be, I might fall flat on my face in doing this because I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here. Okay, so what's this guy? What do we got going on here? Okay. That one looks like it's been updated. It's been reduced a little bit. 4074 Elm Street. What do we got going here? Also showing well. I want to look for something ugly. I want to look for something there's problems going on here. That one still doesn't look ugly. Already looked at that one. What do we got going on here? Yeah, that one's a flip. Wait a minute. We might have a possibility here. Now this one still doesn't look too ugly, but 7 beds, 3 baths. This is interesting. Property is tenant occupied. Tenants can go. Chrome is currently being rented for $3,600 a month. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Just for time's sake, I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna call the agent first to see if I can get any info that would be helpful. And then I will go and identify who might be our potential investor buyers.
Thank you for calling. This is Trent Snodman answering for Keller Williams. I apologize I could not take your call at the moment, but I will give you a call back. Please just leave your name, number, and a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Trent, hey, it's Josh Schoenly, EXP Realty. I was calling about 2323 Market Street. I just had a couple of questions for you. When you have a minute, if you could give me a buzz back, I appreciate it. Okay, just for the point of the exercise, I'm gonna do the next steps in the process. And I don't know why it wasn't sharing. Why is it stuck on that screen, on that tile? Hold on. Let me stop the screen share and start again. For some reason, it didn't want to show my prop stream. So this is what I was doing in prop stream, which unfortunately, David, I did not see your comment. I didn't realize that it was stuck on the Redfin screen. but I wasn't having much luck in this today. So I don't know if I just needed to refresh PropStream or what was going on. But this was the property that I found that I'm just going to use as as an idea for how we're going to find potential buyers. So I'm going to copy this at this zip code, and I'm going to go back to PropStream, and I'm just gonna clear all. I just want to start fresh. I'm going to pop that in, that zip code. Okay. And now I want to go owner info, and I want to say I want an absentee owner with a max year. I want the absentee owners that have owned for less than 2 years. Okay. And I also want it to be cash buyers. So 236. And let's see here. I want where is now minimum number of properties owned? I want them to at least own 3 properties, let's say, or I could go 5 properties, 125. So I have 125 potential cash buyers for this property, or investor buyers for this property, that I can then systematically reach out to. And I can follow the process that I outlined on the replay of our Wednesday mastermind from September 9th. You can join our free Skool community. It's called Leads, Listings, and Leverage. You can join the free Skool community. You can go to Classroom, go to replays, and watch this on September 9th. I'm sorry, July 9th. July 9th, okay? Prospecting tired landlords. Now, in this example, I am prospecting tired landlords to see if they want to sell their property, okay? But in this, this application, we're going to reach out to absentee owner cash buyers to see if they're looking to add to their portfolio, okay? And so here is the script that I am using when I reach out to potential buyers like this. So, hey, first name, it's Josh with EXP Realty. Just tried to call, but got your voicemail. Curious if you're looking to add to your rental portfolio in Harrisburg. Okay, so it's just very direct. If you found a potential flip, hey, David, it's Josh with EXP Realty. It looks like you flipped a property recently in blank area. Are you looking for any more deals right now? Question mark. I have one that I thought you might be interested in. That's really as simple as it is. That's as simple and easy as it is. This one, I'm pulling up this. The one that I mentioned, that it was sort of the inspiration for this. When I found out, I wasn't going to share this, but I'm going to share this because I like to be as transparent and open as possible. The other tool that I have been playing with is called Investor Base. It is not cheap. Okay, it is not cheap, and if you're thinking about trying it, I would recommend that you just call or text me or shoot me a DM, and I can get you more information. But what you can do with this is you can pop in an address. So what was the address of our property here? 2323 Market Street, Harrisburg. And I'm going to say I want 1 mile radius, and the buyer type, I want landlords, because this is a rental property, and I want to skip trace and save the results. This is like the easy button to find the buyers, and full transparency, this is how I found the buyer for the transaction that I have settling on Friday. And I'll show you exactly how I knew that he was the buyer. Now, you can use other data to find this as well. Here, this is interesting. All of them are around here. Why is no one close to this? That is very odd. But I would just then systematically go through all of these to see if anybody else is looking to add, if any of these people are looking to add to their investment portfolio. All of these, I can see what they paid for the property, what property they bought, what they paid. I can see their name and phone number. And in a lot of cases, I can also get email data. Looks like this one doesn't have email, but in a lot of the cases, it will have them. And here's what I've found, that when you're on these kinds of deals, like, investors want to talk to you. They will welcome your phone call. They will happily engage with you about a potential deal. Okay. And if they're not interested, here's the other great thing about those conversations. Do you have any properties you're looking to unload right now? Right. So like, if they're an investor and they own multiple properties, who knows, maybe they are a tired landlord. So these are great conversations for you to be having. Here's how I found the buyer for the deal that is settling later this on Friday. Why is this not new search? Okay. What is the address? 4554 Charlestown Road. And I said, I want both. And I'm not going to skip trace because I don't want to waste that, because I already did this. I just want to highlight. Here's how I knew. Okay. This is the property. This is the property that the guy that is buying it flipped. He literally flipped a property on the same road right down the street. It is right here. It is Stewart. All I did was I picked up the phone and I said, it looks like you flipped a property on Charlestown Road recently. I have a deal right up the street. Are you looking, are you looking for any other properties to flip right now? Absolutely. In fact, I'm right by the property. Can I go check it out in 10 minutes? I made a call, went and checked it out, made an offer. It required a little bit of persistence, but we got the deal done. Okay. That is how you can play transaction alchemist. And that is a huge part of my plan for late fall and winter here in Central PA, because that's when, in my personal experience, the traditional home buyers tend to slow down a little bit unless they absolutely have to make a move. But investors are always looking for a good deal. The flippers have to keep their crews busy. The people that are buying for cash flow need to keep busy. And once again, I'm telling you, here's the wonderful thing. When you have conversations with investors, here's what you know with certainty. They all own their own home, and they all own at least one other property, right? So they have multiple properties. These are great people to be connecting with and having conversations with, and and uncovering opportunities with. Okay. And so here's what I had that conversation with Stewart. I followed up by text. I shared his contact info. Here's the crazy thing about this one. I have neither seen the property nor have I met Stewart. I have not seen the property and I haven't met Stewart yet. I'm hoping I meet him at settlement, but honestly, the settlement's pretty far away. I don't know. And I have a busy day that day. I might not even meet him at settlement. At some point I need to meet him, and I need to find him his next deal as well. But that's the other great thing about this. Like, I built rapport with him over the phone. I demonstrated value because I was bringing him an opportunity that he did not know about. And, and I found somebody who's actively doing the business. All right. I got to go because I really have to go to the bathroom. I know that's TMI, but I have to pee really bad. I had too much coffee. I will be live the next couple of mornings. I will be in Cleveland. There will be shorter live sessions, and I'll be back home for Friday morning's live stream as well. I will most likely the next couple of days be focused on my daily activity and the work involved in that. I may even do a text blast because that was on my list today, but I just ran out of time. And I am heading out to my appointment that came in yesterday. If you missed the beginning of the session, I walked you through exactly how I got that appointment. It was a new motivated seller lead that came in yesterday afternoon around 3:00. I had the appointment set in a matter of minutes, and I am meeting with him this morning And I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know tomorrow how it went. That'll be a reason for you to tune in tomorrow as well. So thanks so much. Check out yesterday's replay. I added that to the Josh Schoenly Coaching YouTube channel. Do me a huge, huge favor. If you're not already subscribed to the Josh Schoenly Coaching channel, please subscribe. Please like these. Please share these sessions with others in the industry if you're getting value from them. If you have ideas or things that you would like me to share, how do you do this? How do you think about that? Whatever the case may be, please reach out to me. You can DM me. You can drop a comment. Or listen, I welcome your calls and texts. My personal cell phone is 717-571-0456. 717-571-0456. Let's make it a great day, and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow as well, I hope.